moment qui espace dans vie que ou réaliser que ou besoin questionner tête de sorte qu'on est déjà
Been a chalice, I want to do things. I want to be active for God. But and when I came here, it felt like it come see it wasn't that fair. Like, why are you trying to act like you more holy? Yeah, you more holy than everybody else. Many times I wanted to conform, but every time I tried to, it was affecting me in a way. It made me depressed to the point where sometimes I would just stay weeks and then months just not going.
Bienvenue encore sur podcast pour là, ben podcast. Nous gen longtemps nous pas introduire un guest sur plateforme là côté que nous ka parler, chercher et connaître plus de invités nous yo. Comme on connaît podcast ça, c'est un podcast qui parle de culture, qui parle de religion, qui parle de tout sujet qui tabou dans société nous. Jodi a nous gen avec nous un monde très spécial qui c'est Wrenggor. Yon serviteur bon Dieu, yon monde que nous rencontré très longtemps qui toujours a œuvré dans le domaine worship leader. Ils sont vrai bon singer, mais nous gon bon temps nous pas attendre lui, nous rencontrer à Wrenggor, nous décider chita font ti parler ensemble avec lui. Pour raison ça nous décider développer un sujet aujourd'hui à qui c'est et en pile fois nous connaît. Je dis à nous venir n'abdouli très clair. Nous pas venir pour nous faire jugement, ni tout nous pas venir pour critiquer l'église, ni nous pas venir pour nous critiquer foi au monde, pour nous parler de vérité, guérison et transformation. En pile là nous grandi l'église, nous apprendre chanter, nous apprendre prier, nous apprendre servir et nous apprendre obéir. Mais en même temps nous apprendre faire tout bagay ça. Très souvent, yo pas apprendre nous comment nous capable supposer poser question. Les nous arrivons dans un moment côté que nous fait face avec vraie réalité, nous fait face à bon Dieu, nous a fait expérience personnelle par nous à bon Dieu, yo pas apprendre nous connaître qui gens pour nous poser question. Blessé spirituel yo, nous gagne en pile blessé spirituel que nous besoin corriger, mais en pile fois dans l'église yo pas montrer nous comment pour nous faire ça. Je dis à nous gagne avec nos jeunes garçons ça qui c'est Wrenggor, qui c'est un worship leader et qui a milité très longtemps dans le domaine évangélique, qui chantait, qui a un thème vocal extraordinaire. Mais nous avons avec sous plateforme là, nous avons quitté l'introduit tête nous et puis nous parlons de chita parler ensemble avec Wrenggor. Wrenggor, comment est frère Bam?
Mon cher, m'aimer introduction, m'aimer le fait que tu as invité me venir faire part avec Ben podcast et c'est une très belle initiative et je suis content de ce côté invité pour être capable de partager l'histoire pam et me remettre sujet amen parce que en pile monde comme si soit dans l'église ou bien cap vivre une vie spirituelle en façon comme si il y a des questions et puis mais malheureusement comme si ressources t'a semblé ou pas là ou bien you manqué quelquefois qui peut répondre avec des besoins ça.
OK. So, on commence depuis dans racine. Ou même avec moi, ouais, nous sortir, nous lever en tant que chrétien. Nous te apprendre en pile discipline, respect, règles et structure, ouais. Mais yo côté dans chemin dans la vie, il y a quelques bagages qui commencent à changer pour nous. Il y a quelques questions qui commencent à poser. Mis à part de tout ça, yo te apprendre nous yo. So, objectif là, il pas là pour ni pour nous défendre moun, ni pour nous attaquer moun journée jodi a, mais objectif là c'est pour nous capable comprendre, pour nous capable parler. Ouais ça m'dou là. Pour me commencer bien ensemble avec Wrenggor, n'a commencé depuis le commencement, j'en dis a. Qui j'en la vie l'église pour au commencement?
Pour me bien d'eau, moi t'ai levé dans l'église Haïti dans zone Léogane côté en l'église Wesleyan comme si m'était levé joindre toute famille l'église.
OK.
Et puis grand-père c'est ton pasteur t'es. Et après il t'est fin voyager et puis des années papa m'était vinn prendre la relève. Et pour me bien d'eau, moi quoi li nan pensé yo, il était nan pensé pour me suivre trace pour me suivre trace là tout bien d'eau. Donc nous t'es levé dans l'église ça et pendant nous t'a levé, m'te gen chance participer, m'te gen chance yo te bay jeune yo en pile opportunité dans l'église nous t'a levé. Donc en pile dans la jeunesse yo te émancipé, yo te joindre espace pour être capable d'exprimer yo. Espace avant te vinn voyager quitter Haïti pour me m'te comme si responsable groupe musical parce que m'te aimé chanter depuis m'te très jeune dans chorale ba ça yo. Donc m'te gen chance comme si pour m'te capable exprimer spirituellement comment m'ta vle adorer bon Dieu comme si selon ça yo t'apprendre moi.
OK.
Donc
non, on va continuer, m'a suivre.
Oh, OK. Donc c'est et comme ça nous t'es levé donc t'es joindre en pile encouragement, nous t'es gen en pile monde qui tape comme si ba nous le bras qui tape kembe men nous spirituel nous t'es quand t'es gen en pile respect surtout pour les mamans ça ou maman spirituelle. Donc nous t'es gen chance comme si yo te ba nous en pile boîte prier pour nous. Donc m'te remet ça en pile. Maman c'était dame missionnaire also donc pour aller dans service la caille mesdames ça donc m'gen en pile respect pour maman spirituelle parce que yo te kembe même en pile dans sens ça donc.
OK. Yeah. So, pour m'aller off script a little bit, Wrenggor, et m'vle sincère ensemble avec vous, et même avec un pile l'autre monde qui était aux environs pendant 5 dernières années, ça yo, qui remarqué gon changement, pendant 2 dernières années, ça yo, tout moi-même remarqué gon changement, gon ba, m'pas comprendre, m'perdu contrôle, Wrenggor, right? Et, dans qui moment, dans qui espace dans vie que ou réaliser que ou besoin questionner tête ou de sorte qu'on est déjà pour Jean moun yo dit unlearn to relearn.
Moment ça pour moi de les David prend et on hiatus comme si m'te fin font pause net. Pour moi c'est vignon dernier coup pour tout coucou parce que m'te commencé à poser question avec sa croyance moi comme si à questionner quelques enseignements mon te ban moi.
OK.
Depuis l'em te gen 15 ou 16 ans comme ça. Mais pas de gen assez de preuves, pas de gen assez de évidence qui peut être capable supplanter ça me te gen connaît, ça te gen apprendre moi. Donc au cours pendant n'a grandi et puis plus n'a pas apprendre. Et puis évidence ça a juste monté sur le point me dit OK. Est-ce que nous voulons vivre dans menti ou bien prétendre que ça nous connaît pas vrai ou bien nous juste voulons suivre genre tout l'autre monde fait comme si rien n'était.
OK.
Donc à maintes reprises nous t'es juste voulu go with the flow. Mais ça te vient arriver, ça vient te causer moi-même vinn dans dépression parce que non moi-même connais ça m'a fait li pas vrai mais parce que m'te vle. Et peut-être ça Bible a dit ne vous conformez pas au siècle présent. T'as essayé conformer. T'as essayé conformer même. Chaque fois m'essayer conformer et comme si gon bay nan moi juste pas et puis ou t'es capable soit regarde sous t'a suivre moi pendant des années ou t'es capable ouais comment comme si quelquefois me juste rete m'gros ça so monde pas au cas penser bien m'était trop bien non c'est une réaction dépression.
OK.
Elle dit justement au t'es ka juste ouais m'rete mes gros sont ça veut dire ça est une réaction vinn réaliser moi personnellement.
OK.
C'est les marcher non façon non moi pas d'accord.
Mais bon m'don bagay li très difficile en pile fois pour yon bagay ou fait depuis 20-30 ans pour on créer un bon matin réaliser ça pas bon. Qui grand bagay ou bien qui moment exactement où tu réalisé non I need to look for something different or what can I say? Key moment in life you felt like you went to the bottom and you need to hit the bottom in order to get to the position that you are right now.
Okay. What did it for me was it was frustration because of a place I love, a place to worship where I love. I I had been there for so long.
Okay.
I had been there for so long, and I wanted to express what was coming through me, and I felt blockage.
Or
I'm
you
like,
felt like they constrained you to stay
hmm,
with something that I don't know.
yeah, they
Are we talking
wanted.
about the same place?
Oh yeah, we are thinking about the same place.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so I had moved from Haiti where I was freely expressing, like I was in a band, I was doing all kinds of things because that's what I felt like God was wanted to express through me.
Oh,
And I had traveled to the US after an earthquake happened in Haiti, and I wanted to do the same thing. I wanted to be singing. I wanted to do all the express myself to the capacity God wanted to use me
mm-hmm.
because I feel like I'm the kind of guy who goes 100%. If I'm gonna be there, if I'm gonna do that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do it 100%. And if I feel any blockage, I feel it's like I feel constrained. It's like it comes in a prison.
Okay. Okay.
And so to me, that was the most important thing to me. My
So
relationship with God was the most important thing,
so
and that
some places they are more focused on tradition than accept or embrace uh what is true.
exactly. So they wanted to keep their own thing, and what made it more difficult was that I had family there,
Mm-hmm.
and I was expecting them to back me up, but yet unfortunately, that was not what happened. And I later on understand that that they've accepted that that's the way things are, and they just wanted to keep it going this way as well. And
Yeah.
many times I wanted to conform, but every time I tried to, Bernard, it it was affecting me in a way. It made me depressed to the point where sometimes I would just stay weeks and then months just not going
Yeah. So
because
let me help you with that question so we can break it
Mhm.
down exactly step
Yeah.
by step because we wanna go step by step pour moun yo ka comprendre exactement et kote nou sorti, kote nou prale et ki kote nou rive jusqu'à ce que nou ka jwenn nouveau version sa ke nou gen de Wrenggor.
Okay.
Was it like more of a your concern? Was it more about doctrine ou bien like you were just explaining to me, personal trauma, ou bien your personal relation to God? Because sometimes you might have personal relationship with God, or the issue might be something with the people around you, but not your personal relationship with God. Which one was more important to you to push you that make that switch right now?
Hmm. It The switch happened. There were many aspects of it. Um, One aspect of it was my relationship with God, because at the time I was praying for some change to happen. I'm like, God, I want this to happen this way. I want this to happen. Like every now and then I would have a beautiful service. I'm like, oh yes, I'm in God and this and that. It feels
Mhm.
really good. And I wanted it to be a consistent thing. So I
Yeah.
would go talk to my pastor. I'm like, yo, we can there are certain things we can do. We can this, we can that, we can that. Like I wanted, but they're like, no, we got something working right now for us. And they would tell me we'd try to change it, but it would never happen, which would in return make me more frustrated. And what really made another thing that happened was that certain things I learned when it comes to the church,
Mm-hmm.
like just church in general,
Mm-hmm.
like the history of the church, like certain truths, like let's just say, tant que quelques vérités nous t'es content en Haïti,
Things that as you are growing, you are learning more stuff, and then intellectuellement moving more savvy, it doesn't make sense to you anymore. It's
true,
either ou accepter vivre par médiocrité, or you go, you learn by yourself.
that's
So,
right.
m'ka comprendre situation ça.
So, and at times I would feel like the messages, I'm like, yo, why are we still talking about this? I'm like, and it felt like there were no like the structure wasn't solid in what was being taught. That's the way
Okay.
it felt to me. And to be honest, later on I realized it was God calling me to go seek him for myself.
Yes.
And that's a whole other mindset that I now have. I'm no longer upset, or I'm happy that it happened this way, because the frustration pushed me to seek God for myself, and I'm glad it happened this way. But at the time, the frustration of not being able to do what I truly desired to do there, I felt like I was being blocked. And what made it worse was that I had family that was participating in this.
Okay.
And so I it was both church and family that I felt like I was, uh, it was a hard place to be. So,
You know what? As I have you here on this podcast, let me try to expose to you my personal dilemma that I have with the church culture here, especially Haitian church culture. Uh,
mhm.
it feels like listening to you right now. It feels like you came from a point of excellence, and then you coming to America where you have to deal with mediocrity only. That is the dilemma most of us, young worshippers, people who had a very good relationship with God back in Haiti, and we coming here, nous vin non place kote ke nou tout voum se do. And people feel comfortable like that. They feel it's okay. I just have to come, repeat the same thing, and then I'll travail. And the moment that you are in the service, pas gen discipline, pas gen rien, tout moun a fait ça ou vle. That was one of the issue with me, the place that we came from. That was my issue
Yeah.
too. But mwen ouve parenthèse sa pou moun kap gade ou pou yo kapab komprenn ke yon environnement kon sa, en tant que yon moun vraiment vre ki sorti, ki gen yon sens d'excellence, tout sa la fel, vle fel à 100%, sa kapab pote yon gros effet psychologique sou li, ki kapab tout non trigger, ki kapab fè moun sa komanse kesyon yon bon bagay, même s'il pat vle fè sa. So, you can continue, my brother. I'm listening.
Yeah, so dia son fait expérience là, you're right. Parce que m'te vin avec yon zel, m'te vin avec yon, I came with all this, m'vin a chale sa, man. I want to do things. I want to be active for God. But,
Mhm.
and when I came here, it felt like, it comme si it was m'tap fait. Like, why are you trying to act like
You're different.
more holy? Yeah, you're more holy than everybody else. Well, like many times I, I hate to say this, but many times I was trying to tone down what I was feeling
Yeah.
just to make them feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And whenever I did that, it was like I was killing the fire God gave me, put inside of me.
Yeah.
And more I did that, the more I hated the person I was becoming, and
And
which caused my depression again, because
mm,
I love doing this. And
yes.
the way I want to do it, people will say, you're doing too much, this guy. And I was trying to dim myself down just so people can feel comfortable. And
So
the more I,
during your period of depression, like
Mhm.
I can literally call it a spiritual depression. Has there anybody that tried to reach out to you, find out why that changed?
To be honest, some people would reach out, Frère Wrenggor, pour qu'ils soient pas venus l'église, trying to find out why I was not coming to church certain
But
times.
what's wrong with you? They don't know. They don't want to know what's wrong with you.
They want to know why I wasn't coming. But I think maybe some might have cared. But it was not a problem that I knew how to address. The
Okay.
people I thought were going to help were not, like the ones responsible, the ones I
The
thought I could
leaders,
go to
the
for this, the
leaders, yeah,
leaders.
the
Yeah.
spiritual leaders, yeah.
So it was not happening. And I just didn't know what to do about it. I would pray, I'm like, God, I want this, I want that. But eventually, I believe there was a time, I believe I was supposed to leave because me and my sister, we lived at the same place.
Hmm.
We were supposed to leave together, but my sister had left. And then I was convinced to stay just for the church, because that time they were finally going to to do
Yeah,
something about it.
yeah.
Then it didn't happen again, and then I'm like, okay, bro. So I had finally had enough that I had to leave. And
Okay.
to be honest, at the time, I didn't know that was the reason why.
Hmm.
But j'en pouvais créole là, dire. Là, jamais de la raison.
Yeah, exactly.
Ouais, elle pas créole, non? Mais,
Exactly, là, j'avais la raison. Non, nous parlons français, nous parlons créole.
Kounya m'a comprendre, c'est pour me et comme si bon Dieu t'es really mon côté, just so he could teach me
Yeah, yeah,
what it's really about.
yeah,
And after I had moved away, I spent like a year plus not going to church because I had felt so upset with
yeah.
that experience. I
Understand.
felt like yeah.
Oh.
So
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 listen,
what cut?
now here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move away from the church situation because I'm more interested about you, your personal switch, your new way of seeing your relationship with God. Because at the end
Mm-hmm.
of the day, I don't think anything will be changed between the environment that you were before and that new environment. And I'm not sure you're going back to that same environment. That's for sure. So
Yeah.
tell me, did you ever feel did you ever question in yourself, your faith, meant like with that switch, am I gonna lose the true meaning of God in my life?
I used to ask. I used to be afraid of that actually. You
Mhm.
know, uh, because very early in my life, I think I started questioning the faith, like certain things, since I was like 15. Like I remember when I was 16, I had just gotten baptized,
Mhm.
and I remember I was in high school in Haiti. I had a girlfriend for about a year, and then there was this other girl I knew.
Mhm.
She was the first girl I ever fell in love with, and I already had a girlfriend at the time. She came to me, she's like, before you used to talk to me and this and that, but now I'm ready to be a girlfriend. I'm like, yo, I have a girlfriend now. I can't do this. Just got baptized. I'm like, yo, I want to live
Yeah.
for God. I'm not. This is not me. But she was the first girl I loved. I'm like, yo, I
Hmm.
really was. I really wanted to, but I'm like, this is not something I can do, but I really like that. So I made a prayer. I made a prayer that I don't know if it was the same night. I'm like, God, I want to know why it was okay for these guys in the old days to have multiple wives, and it's not possible now. I'm like, and I know you're a God that's unchangeable, and here we have different treatment for for different people. It if you're unchangeable, why is that the case? So that was the prayer I made. I didn't get the answer very soon, to be honest. I didn't get the answer until many years later, as I was uh, as I was learning more. And what the answer came to me as, it came in sequences. Et comme si
Okay.
bon Dieu I get some knowledge here, some knowledge there, some knowledge there, and then it all came together. I'm like, boom, that's what you meant. So what in the way it came, it showed me the first sequence of the things I learned was how families were big back then.
Okay.
Like I'm thinking if I could do it, all these guys, they had tribes as big sometimes as
Yeah.
even a state. They used to occupy a lot of space.
Yes.
And these guys used to be able to conquer cities, conquer big places. And I realized like governments could just not deal with these people. You couldn't just decide you were gonna because these guys, they govern themselves.
Yeah. It was
So
self-governance back then. Yeah.
so governments has to do something. They could not deal with these people. They had to cut them down. How do you cut these families to size, Ben?
By reducing the possibility of one man to have two, three families.
You cut the amount of wives a guy can have, you cut the families down. Even nowadays, if you look at society, the governments will subsidize, they will help single parents. They want, they do not, that's why they have Planned Parenthood. They want you to abort your babies. They're doing all kinds of, families are still under attack nowadays. So it was an attack on families. That was the answer I felt like I got. It was not to me. It was not God. Not, I'm like, why has God had this attitude for David or this attitude for Abraham? It was never a problem.
No,
Never a
but
problem.
now let me ask you this question. I'm kind
hmm
of like to anticipate because I'm getting very curious about your what
Yeah.
is your conclusion about that right now.
My
Is
conclusion was
now a
that
good thing to have just one wife or multiple wives?
to me, I don't think it matters to God.
Whether you are
That's
you
my one or two wives. If you because let's take it that way. Jesus say we can sum up all the commandments into this: love God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and love your brother as you love yourself.
Mhm.
So if somebody can act in this line, every line of thought you have, every action you make is loving to you, like and loving to your brother. Because to love your brother, you means you're loving God.
Yeah,
If you're
definitely.
loving him.
You
So
cannot love God that you don't see while you don't love the person that right in front of you.
so if you can follow these two with everything that you do, it matters not to God how many wives you have.
Okay.
That's the way I see it now. Now, it's not something I think every Christian will agree with, but
Okay.
that's my understanding of it now.
Okay.
So my I started questioning the faith since I was like, but like I said before, I
So
did not have enough evidence.
if I understand, the Christian faith is more leaning on the side of the government structure.
Oh yes, oh yes, because imagine Jesus was not out there preaching with the Bible in his hand. He did not have a Bible telling you this is the. of course, he would
Why
reference the
Bible? He's
scripture.
God himself. He's the word himself. Why would he have
Exa- exa-
to do it?
exactly, exactly. So, and I don't think he was not the one who told people to put a Bible, but either way, the Bible is a very useful tool for Christians, but at times I think it's misused. So, like I said, it's a great tool, but you can use it for good or for not
And
so good.
whether like the first time they you invented dynamite explosion,
Hmm.
it wasn't to kill people.
I
He was
agree.
intended to kill people. He was intended to let moun yo ta fait industrial revolution, the
Hmm.
trends, stuff like that. Go ki big tech mon yo pa ka éclater. Then you crée ça et puis yo vete, boom, you éclatel. And this evil guy that's c'est une voice dans mi temps sans soldat la pi facile. Oui, pour m'gay bataille.
Yeah.
Then you use it for the mean, you know.
Exactly.
For any tools,
Exactly.
like whether moun nan pran Bibla l di, oh, you know what, map jete 3 gout d'lo, epi map li yon som tèt an ba pou m fè whatever what I want to do, the word will not change.
It will not. It will not.
It's how you gonna use it.
I agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah. So let's continue, bro. So you think
Hmm.
like more of a government structure to have like to downsize family and make it we get into a point where uh 2 3 wives is no longer allowed in society
Yeah.
in basically
It's
in western society.
it's for control because it's a control thing. Because imagine just recently we just had a crazy vaccine that came out. They forcing people to just take it. Like, to be honest, I didn't want to take it, but because of fear of losing jobs, fear of it was one of the most, to be honest, humiliating things. I'm like, really? I just have to do this because I feel like I have to keep my job. I feel like
I
it
I, I was lucky. So
control.
I never took it because I was working from home at that time. I didn't need,
Yeah.
and the last minute I had to take it because I was going to my niece's wedding to Canada. I could not cross the border without having
Oh,
it.
wow.
So I'm like, I can't miss her wedding. So I end up taking it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a control thing. Because imagine if families were as big as a state. You can't just go there and tell people to take vaccine. It's not gonna fly, man. It's just not gonna happen.
That last section, I just gonna leave it for my viewers as an open point so they can think
Hmm.
about that last puzzle you just dropped. They will
Yeah.
think about it. And I'm gonna move to the next question is what did what role did silence and distance and solitude play in your journey way away?
Ooh. You see, silence played the role. It gave me clarity
Mm.
to see things. Let's see. Yeah, it gave me clarity. And at that point, I didn't have other people's voices in my head telling me how I should live my life. And I believe that put me in a place where, okay, I could listen to God's voice better now.
Mm.
Even though after I had immediately moved, I just didn't go to church for like a year and change.
Okay.
But I was still on my own time searching for
Yeah.
spirituality. And I started looking at around that time, looking at other spiritual teachers
Other
because
books.
mhm, other spiritual teachers, whether online, like there's this lady I watch online. Her name is Teal Swan, and that's the name of her channel on YouTube.
Mhm.
I watch a lot of her videos, and She just talks about being human, about your experience of life on this planet, and it felt it really resonated with me. I'm like, yeah, as a human being, I have felt this way. How did you deal with this? It's like, wow, she was talking about a lot of things that within with the human consciousness, like what we think about the dark sides, the dark thoughts, where they came from. I spent a lot of time consuming content about, like, to understand my own mind.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was what that silence was really necessary. Otherwise, if I had other people telling me this, you should go there, go study that, this and too many other people in my that silence was golden for me. It was necessary, and it was the time I experienced the most growth. Like, in all my life, I've been in church. I never had that much growth in this amount of time. It was. I'm like, what have I been doing all this time?
Did you feel like within that period you grow up in a way that nowadays you don't really care about what people might say or might think about you?
I stopped caring about that. I stopped caring about that now because it was a lot of self growth. I I managed to forgive a lot, and I've managed to forgive myself because I ended up being the one I blame for accepting certain things.
Okay.
Because you can say intel tifem tel bagay, intel tifem tel bagay, but at the end of the day you end up blaming yourself.
Yes,
Not
yes.
not only do you have to forgive, but you have to forgive the self.
There's one of the thing I think most Christian doesn't understand about forgiveness, and I always take that very personal. Like within my circle, I always try to explain people when the Bible said forgive your brother or forgive your sister. The question people should ask themselves is why? Why should I forgive someone
Mm,
that come to my house with my wife? Or why should I come to forget someone that I trusted so much and you did something to me that cost me a burden in my financial life? Why should I forgive you? But at the end of the day, if you ask yourself the question, why, you will get the answer. Because whenever someone did something to you, they keep moving and you're still dwelling in that thing. Every time you're thinking about that person,
mm,
you're killing yourself. You never give yourself a chance to recover. Meanwhile, that person is long time gone doing his thing. Or maybe continue to bless to hurt other people. And you're still in that same position, thinking, oh man, I remember 5 years ago, Wrenggor hurt me so bad. I cannot stand with people like Wrenggor. I'm not gonna give myself a chance for anyone else like Wrenggor to be around me. And you're still dwelling into your misery, you know.
yeah,
But if you understand, when God asks you to to forgive your brother, is for your own sake, is for you to live better, you will quickly forgive people.
yeah,
Is that mean like when I forgive someone, I'll give you the chance to hurt me more? No, I'm not gonna give you a chance to hurt me more, but I will let you go, and I will forgive you so I can live better.
yeah.
Yes, yes. So my brother, please,
Hmm.
during your relearning phase, how did you understand? How was your understanding of God change compared to what you were taught back then?
Hmm. How did I repeat the question one more time for me?
During your relearning phase, how did
Hmm.
your understanding of God change compared to what you were taught in church?
Oof. it was a total, reversal. Yeah, it was a total
Like,
reversal.
I want to put the title of this podcast, the 360.
It was a 360, man. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
a, yeah. So it, like, many things have changed. Like, let's see. Hmm. I'm checking my notes real quick. Like, a couple things I noted down. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Um. So one thing I learned was that, whew, un pile chrétien pas d'accord avec moi, right?
Pas
But
d'accord. Peut-être.
but les t'as parlé avec t'as parlé avec pasteur côté l'église mal avec monsieur là. L'église mal écoute bien là. Mais c'était où elle m'a posté quelque bail comme si il trouvait qu'ils ont genre il paraît mes nuances yo.
Out of faith or doctrine.
Uh-huh.
I'm not
Yep.
faith. Out of doctrine.
Out of doctrine. So, et yon nan bay nan la Bible la, mte kompren kom si, ou pa gan yon kafe ki ka sove yo. Se e grâce ki sauve, non?
Nothing. Everybody is saved by grace.
Yeah. So,
And for that, people that think like they can buy the salvation, you're just fooling yourself.
yeah,
You are saved by grace only.
only. That's it.
Mhm.
Donc, donc recherche mwen te fem kom si jwen kek lot, kom si teacher, kom si ki ensegne kek bat, kom si à l'éternel la terre et ce qu'elle renferme, le monde et ceux qui l'habitent. Donc,
Mhm.
yon nan bagay ke mte vin kompren, c'est, moi, nous pas capable, chrétien pas capable perdre. Non seulement chrétien, pas gon moun sur la terre qui te perdre, parce que m't'a fait discussion ça avec pasteur Ajamdou là. M't'a méditon là, méditation comment me faire quelquefois juste à le font petit marché comme juste à font petit marché et puis m'a ruminer parole ou bien quelques bagaille m't'a pensé.
Mhm.
Et puis gon passage qui vient dans tête moi qui c'était quoi c'est it's for Isaiah. Before you came into your mother's womb, I knew you.
Yeah,
Avec
I knew
depuis même ou talent votre maman, bon Dieu dit m'te getan connaît.
your
Right?
life on earth is not random. Your past,
None.
your present, and your future is not random. Can you do
So
things that can jeopardize your future? Absolutely.
so God knew the prophet before he even came to his mother's womb. I'm like,
Okay.
okay, is that only for the prophet or is it the same for everybody?
Mm.
Because and God was telling me that's the same for everybody. God already knew each and everybody before they even came here.
Yeah.
And then if we follow this line of questioning, I'm like, okay, if God knew, then would he send people on this place if he knew they were going to die and they were going to hell? That was my line of questioning. If God knew you were going to hell,
Mhm.
because he knew everybody before you even came into your mother's womb. If he knew you can go to hell, would he send you? And if he did
Maybe
send you, knowing you,
I don't know, maybe your life here on earth is a path for you to realize that you can switch yourself, not going to hell.
so so the latter questioning was like, if he did know and he sends you, that means that would not mean he's not loving, because in the hell that as we describe it is not a good place. So if he already knew you and yet decides like, okay, this guy I know is gonna go to that's one thing. Like, to me, hell is not truly a place where God would send people. Now, majority of Christian was just turn me off right now, because there has to be a hell, they would say.
Since there's a heaven, there has to be a hell.
So that's when and that's where I would say, like, the kingdom of God is in you. That's what God, Jesus himself said. The kingdom of God, where is it? It's in everybody. It's in me, it's in you, it's in everywhere. It's in everyone that can understand what I'm saying right now.
Okay.
So we all have to make the journey ourselves, yes, but the kingdom it's inside you. So if God is loving, he can't send his children to hell. And he already knew each one of us.
Okay.
So there's no way a loving God already knew you would go to hell, would send you to a place where you could possibly go to hell. That's not love. If I know my son, I just have a baby, it's possible for him to fall off somewhere. I will not put him there.
Under any circumstance, you will not do
Under
that.
no, it just doesn't make sense. So if God knew it's possible that you would be lost, because if I can think that way, if I in this flesh can think this way, what about the designer? What about the designer who made this whole thing? So, like, it's things like that God would just give me as I'm just walking and meditating. I'm like, okay, this does not make sense. And I'm like, but the church would not agree with that. And then I remember that church, it's the church folk that killed Jesus. And I'm like, okay, these people will not agree with you either. But this is not something you just go somewhere, go to a church and say, try to preach. It's not going to fly. And that's one of the
people have very hard time to adjust to new things.
true. So and again, another thing I didn't agree with it was like is the crucifixion. Like, Jesus talks a lot about forgiveness, and we were talking about that earlier as well. And Jesus say, forgive 70 times 7.
And he gave so many examples about forgiveness.
Yeah.
He
And
also put them in spot where they cannot deny the new teaching. They could not deny it, because when you think you can blame someone because she's a prostitute, meanwhile you're doing your little thing in the back, nobody see.
yeah.
He said, premier moun qui pa jam péché avant, et premier coup de roche là. Nobody, pas de moun qui te ka osé tirer coup de roche là.
Pas un monde qui te ka faire. Pas un monde qui te ka faire. And yun na teaching m'tap suiv yo. Et gen liv sa m'tap tande nan audiobook. Sou gen chance check el men. You relate The Way of Mastery. Se yun nan liv qui aideman pile nan transformation sa. Se Shanti Cristo. Shanti Cristo Foundation, The Way of Mastery.
The Way of Mastery, yeah.
Apparemment, moun sa comme si c'est Jésus lui-même personnellement comme si qui inspire livre ça. So, The Way of Mastery. Yeah, et raison de faire là, c'est forgiveness, right? Jésus parlait en pile de forgiveness. And the reason why m'te dit tout à l'heure comme si pas gan yon ka offri bon Dieu comme si moun yo te qu'on a fait sacrifice longtemps pour pécher yo. Mais et pas ça vraiment qui te pardonne péché yo. Parce que
Definitely.
pas grand yon ka offrir bon Dieu qui ka sauver yo.
Yeah.
Façon me comprendre ni c'est ton démonstration qui montrait yo repenti.
Yeah.
Because la terre est ce qu'elle renferme, le monde est ce qui l'habite.
No, they
Ev-
obviously it was not like a like what pay redemption of your debt. It was not that. Definitely, it was a
you
symbol of
can't.
the symbol of I obey you and I accept like to forget my own old ways and get become new.
So in the same sense, right? One other thing I learned was that why is a sacrifice why a sacrifice when everything is already yours? Like God does he already owns everything that is. He doesn't need a special son to be sacrificed for him to forgive us.
Okay.
So and salvation is freely given. So if he was that to me, what Jesus was doing was a demonstration that we are already forgiven, that we can be reconciled with God.
Hmm.
But the sacrifice, like it was meant to be symbolic, I believe.
Okay. Do you do
So
you do you question the Calvary's sacrifice?
that's the thing. I don't think God needs a sacrifice from people.
No,
He doesn't need it.
I'm not talking about from people. I'm kind of
Hmm.
trying like to figure out where you at with for
Mm.
example, Jesus came on earth, he was born and
Hmm.
he died just to sacrifice himself for the forgiveness of humanity.
Thing is, he can't sacrifice himself for the forgiveness because God already forgiven you. God has already forgiven you even before then.
Hmm.
Like it's not the sacrifice that will make you be forgiven.
Okay.
So the the way I see it, Jesus came to reconcile men with God. That's
Yes.
what he was
That's a fact.
teaching.
That's a fact.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I believe. That's what he was teaching. And the guys at the church, the guys at the synagogues, wherever, they did not like that the fact he was making God so available to the common man.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
These guys wanted to be the gatekeepers. If people wanted to come to God, you have to come to me. I know the way to God. Come to me, and I'll teach you who God is.
It's
That's
just
what.
in this new age that we are living. Remember back then when you have to see Arnold Schwarzenegger, it was a big deal because those guru superstar go movie stars are Hollywood pata where okosa. So when they have to come out, it takes a lot of money, time, and a lot of organization to see those people. But now because of social media, those people they everywhere on the street.
Yeah,
So they
and
have
that's
to
what Jesus
reinvent
was doing.
to stay like a superstar.
So these guys wanted to make God a superstar. They always, but they wanted to be the people. We are the people you have to come to if you want to
Yeah,
talk to
I'm the
God.
connection. Yeah, I'm the
Yeah.
connection. Oh,
But
that's good.
Jesus came to make God available to every man, every woman, everywhere. Doesn't matter where you come. He goes to the prostitute. He goes to the tax collector. He goes to everybody.
So, if I understand from everything you just telling me right now, do you believe
Mhm.
church sometimes confuse God character with human interpretation? Why or
Oh
why
yes.
not?
Hmm. Do we confuse God's character?
I mean,
That
it.
happens a lot.
Mhm.
Happens a lot in religion.
Mhm.
They'll tell you God is an angry God. Like sometimes in Old Testament, They'll tell you God struck down this guy because and then Jesus is preaching love, forgiveness. I'm like, who are these two people? Like, what's going on here? Like the personality of God back then, the way it was described, was a guy who can get mad at people and punish people as if he's a guy, Puise, mais Jésus lui-même, il venait le dos aller partager Dieu avec tout le monde parce que comme si Jésus était en reconnaître bon Dieu vive dans tout le monde qui existait.
Yeah.
Et ça te fait dire comme si chaque fois fait ça pour une dans sa pipiti, c'est pour mon fait. Ou t'es bain tel manger, c'est mon bain manger. Ou t'es habillé tel, c'est mon habillé. Ou pas l'on pas fait tout pour yo, c'est pour mon pas faire. Et reconnaître unité de lui-même avec Dieu et puis unité lui-même tout avec tout frère yo qui c'est nous-mêmes qui avons vécu jusqu'à présent ici. Jésus lui-même il pas venu pour élever pour peut-être pas. Et ça fait mais quelque part lui-même fait c'est pas moi qui fait but God who does these things through me. God is acting through me.
Yes.
So même Paul Abdogan ce n'est plus moi qui vis mais Christ qui vit en moi. Donc même esprit ça, Jésus voulait partager, il doit ou gagner tout. Même et ça te fait le dos même après like a mon qui fait même plus que ça me fait yo. Donc moun qui juste voulait élever Jésus et Jésus de pio et Jésus de pio, comment on va le faire bagarre qui pio plus que ça Jésus fait si Jésus de pio. Jésus remet tout petit lio equally. Now en pile monde t'as pas là parce que monsieur juste pas d'accord, il dit non Jésus dit ou capable nous c'est frère moi unime ensemble avec et nous pas séparés.
Yes.
Donc il était difficile pour moi de juste accepter des séries de vérités ça ou l'aime te rencontrer. Mais au cours comme si plus m'appeler, plus m'apprendre et comme si bon Dieu l'école lui mettait pas dans temps ça juste pas de fois.
So for that let me structure that thought with this question. How has this 360 journey reshaped your way of praying, your way of worshiping, and your way of reading the scripture nowadays? I mean, as now we are talking.
Man, has it the way it changed my life? It changed the way I live totally. Even what I put down is like the change happened at the level of source and identity. Et ça me veut dire par là, c'est identité entièrement, façon de penser de qui laisse moi et changer. Et raison de faire me dire ça, et parce que everything you do it based on who you believe you are. Donc, et puis immédiatement, tu pensé à la question ça. On exemple hier soir présenté parce que j'étais juste dans le cabane m'a médité et puis m'entendais ping ping qui est-ce qui sonne n'importe moi m'allais moi sonne qui vient en pizza delivery guy from Domino's and it's like 3 pizzas. I'm like I didn't order pizza. I'm like where do you have this from, man? What address you have? It's like tel adresse, ok. Nah, c'est building en face là. Et puis le monsieur final, il me dit, yo, you could have taken the pizza. I'm like, that's not who I am.
That's very easy test.
Easy. Yeah. I'm like, that's not who I am. I'm like, I just showed him where to go so he could deliver the pizza. But immediately, I'm like, we could have easy free pizza. I'm like, that's not who I am. Yeah. Immediately the thought came, I
rebuke it.
I rebuke it because I remember who I am. I'm like, I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
Every thought you have comes from who you believe you are as a person. So the way this journey changed me, it changed the way I thought about who I am. So And like I feel like I'm participating more actively in what God wants to do in my life because I believe I am in the will of God, and
Okay.
I believe He truly wants me here for His will. So I am more willing to accept what life presents to me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, God, we're just gonna go through this. You know why this is happening. So I am more receptive towards experience and
Mm-hmm.
accepting, like, accept them in love. I'm like, God, you know why this is happening. You have a lesson, something for me to learn from this. So, and the way I read the scriptures now, like I said, it's a tool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, everything out there is a tool. You can learn more about God if you open yourself up to it. Because
Yeah.
God, I've seen God speak to me through videos, through some books I read.
To
Like I
name
said, like,
anything.
to everything. Like that pizza guy yesterday, like it allowed me to understand better, like how to live life. So it.
Where is one of your best or most secret place to be intimate with God?
Hmm. It's my bedroom, actually. I call it the sanctuary. Like, uh, unless I am going to listen to something before I sleep, I don't even bring my phone there because that's my sanctuary. That's what I call it. That's
You
my
know my favorite place is in my car when I'm driving going somewhere.
yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
my windows is up, even like I'm driving, I'm watching the traffic and everything. It's my time to think about myself, think about what I want to do, think about everything. Sometimes people will ask me, how could you drive your car 2 hours without the radio? I don't need the radio. I need that silence inside my car.
Oh, wow. That's
The
so beautiful, man.
last time I drove to Canada, can you imagine I drove from here to, no, I mean, on my way back, because I went to
Uh
drop
huh.
some the border. On my way back, I drove from the border to basically Verrazano Bridge without any radio.
How many hours was that, man? That's
About five
long.
hours.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that's about 5 to 6 hours. And I enjoy that moment because sometimes as human, you need like my mini time, my time. You know, between family, kids, friends, work, and everything, your brain is busy thinking about everybody that calling you elsewhere for different reason. When you literally have a little time for yourself or to have that relationship with your God is very precious. You have to maximize that time anywhere you are, you know. But for me, my car is the best place.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, I'm glad you shared that with me, man. Yeah,
My brother.
having that time,
Hmm.
extremely important with God, man, because
Yeah.
that's you have to make time to because, like you said, the noise of the world was clouding. It can cloud your mind in judgment. Like I said, that silence. It felt to me like I was now open for instruction. That's
Wow.
what it felt like. Yeah.
Listen, we have kept the timing on very, very perfect with like 1 hour sharp. So
Hmm.
let me ask you that last question so we can wrap up
Hmm.
and probably until we meet next time. Uh,
Hmm.
what would you say to someone who's still in church who feels guilty for questioning or doubting uh, or wanting deeper truth?
The answer to that came to me so easily that I was shocked. It was because I read that book I told you about earlier, The Way of Mastery, right? And questioning proof is one. It's is proof of one of the keys to the kingdom,
Mm-hmm.
which is inside you, which is desire. If you already desire, that means you want more. So I don't, it's not longing for something more is perfectly natural.
Mm-hmm.
Allow yourself to follow that thread and see where it leads you. Of course, within reason. And
Great.
there are four keys to the kingdom, and desire is the first key. So with the others being intention, allowance, and surrender. So desire, what you're questioning is desire, is desiring more. So you're already on the right path. So
Great.
follow that. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. That's good. So, as we are coming to the end of this conversation, one thing is clear that faith is not always a straight line. Sometimes it's a circle. Sometimes it's a breakdown before it become a breakthrough. What you have shared today with me, my brother, it's that God is not afraid of our question. Why?
Mm-mm.
Is of our round and of our honesty. If anything, he meets us at the right time, right? Those who listening to us right now who feel lost, confused, or disconnected from church, but still hungry for God, in this episode, we are reminding you that you are not alone, right? You are not broken and you are not far from God. Unlearning doesn't mean that you are losing faith. Sometimes it means that you are referring it, right? Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for accepting me to speak with you, my brother. And I really appreciate that. I don't know how much I I can be grateful to the time that you have spent with me right now. And listen, this platform is open for you anytime. If you want to speak, let's just put an appointment and then we can speak. All right, my brother?
All right, my brother. I was happy to do this, by the way.
Great,
Okay.
great.
I'm grateful for the platform. Grateful to be able to talk and share my own story. And I intend, and I'm sure it will help someone. And or actually not just someone. It will help many people. Many
Anyone who
people.
watched it, anyone, someone
Hmm.
who find a little puzzle for them, and let
And
them
I've
know.
grown. And
Yeah.
I believe I've grown just by sharing this. So thank you for having
And
me.
please do me a favor. I don't know what was the reason. When I say I don't know what was the reason, I think like now you are completely healed.
Hmm.
Now you have your armor on you. You are fully protected from front back. You have your helmet on you. It's time to come out.
Amen. And God is putting me out, man. I don't think it's my choice anymore.
Is it the first place that you accept to express yourself after a long time?
And this way, the moment that you told me about it, I'm like, okay, this is where it begins.
Oh,
The moment I
Ben,
saw the call, I'm
ben,
like, okay,
Ben podcast is the exclusive.
that's right. That's right. That's right.
Thank you for everyone. Merci à tout le monde qui te prend sans nous, qui te sous plateforme ça, qui t'a gardé Ben podcast. Nous te gardé avec nous Wrenggor, yon worshipper, yon monde qui croit dans bon Dieu, mais qui te décidé faire 360 degrés dans la ville pour te capable connecter et faire une personnelle relation avec bon Dieu. So, en attendant que nous tourner avec un autre guest, nous demandons continuer suivre page ça, continuer partager page YouTube channel nous, like li, et puis quitte un petit commentaire pour nous.